This month, of course, marks 50 years since the historic March on Washington. Hundreds of thousands of people came together in one of the biggest political rallies of our time.
Several Central Virginia groups are organizing bus trips to our nation's capital to mark the anniversary, this time fighting for the rights of all people. New at 5:30, Brent Solomon has more on how you can join the effort.
This is more than a march, it is a movement. That's what Richmond leaders are saying as they rally the community on a march on Washington. If history could repeat itself, Victor Rogers would make sure he was a part of this chapter.
Brother King wasn't that much older than me when he established and set up this march.
The greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
I say that to say this, people my age should be able to mobilize and get out and talk about things like this at a level that he did without internet, without Instagram, Facebook.
It's why he signed up for a bus trip to D.C. The Richmond Young Professionals are organizing it through the National Urban League.
But this march isn't about black people. It's about every person that requires and that are protected by freedoms that are constitutionally abound to us. It's about jobs, it's about education, it's about access to health care, it's about access and equality for every person.
So many agree the NAACP is also sponsoring a bus.
Come together and to collectively make some demands. Demands for how we want the world to be a better place for all of us.
Demands in the fight for human rights, community leaders say, remains vital in 2013.
The same conditions that existed then exist now, so making the march relevant 50 years later.
And 1 week after that march on Washington, the Richmond NAACP will hold what it's calling a March on Richmond. The mission, the same, more jobs, and what they're calling continued freedom. In Richmond, I'm Brent Solomon for NBC 12.